What's up, guys? It's your boy Dean back here with another video. Alright, today I'm doing another review. So today I'm going to be reviewing Scream 6. Now, as a little disclaimer, I was not going to review this because, although I did say on my 100th, can't speak English, 100th subscriber special, guys, that I'm going to be doing more reviews and more things on that I have knowledge of, like horror, and Scream 6 obviously is a horror. But the only reason why I wasn't going to do this review is because it's Scream. Like, I've got quite a bit of knowledge on Scream, but I'll admit I don't have, like, the most, if you know what I mean. Like, I've got more knowledge on the Halloween franchise, because that's my favourite franchise. That's what I've got the most knowledge on, you know, at least out of, you know, every other horror movie franchise. So, and I did a review on Halloween Ends, because that's the final Halloween movie. So, of course, I'd do a review on that. And it's Halloween. So I wasn't going to do a review on this because it's most likely not going to be the last Scream, at least now that I think about it. I thought that it was, but thinking about it a bit more now and actually seeing Scream 6 now, probably not. But anyway, I'm going to be doing this review because at the end of the day, I did promise you guys that I'll be doing more reviews and more stuff on the channel, which I actually don't mind. So I'll be doing that. But yeah, so my friend will be doing another, what's it called? He'll be doing a review on Scream 6, so you can go check out his channel. It's Callum, who I normally game with, but unlike him, though, the Batty Man, although I kind of do ramble on a little bit, but I don't know, I think he rambles on a bit more about the story, but who knows, maybe I could more. But right, I'm going to be just rambling on about and talking about the best bits of Scream and what I'll be expecting if they make another one, and what I didn't like, just bits and bobs, you know what I mean? So let's get straight into this and try not to waste as much time, because I don't want to make it longer than I'd like to, and then people saying, you know what I mean, like, why are you rambling on? Because I actually don't want to ramble on. But anyway, let's get into this. Alright, so the movie starts off and caps off, however you want to put it. It starts off in a fresh new scenery, which I like. So it starts off in New York City. That's where the entire film's based, which is actually a very good idea, because New York City is known to be one of the most populated cities in the world. Not as in, like, with people. Like, obviously, Russia, anyone knows that Russia is the most populated country in the world. Well, if you've got knowledge, that is. But I meant, like, New York City has got the most population in a tight space. Apparently that's true. Yeah, it's got the most people in, like, small spaces, and it's one of the biggest cities in the world. So a fresh new scenery, especially New York City. So the thought of a killer, aka Ghostface, going around a populated city like New York City killing people is actually interesting. So the movie caps off in New York City. I'm not going to, you know, like I said, explain it all, but just special bits. So it caps off in New York City. We've got a woman who's in a restaurant. It's looking like, I think it's a bar or a restaurant. And she's on the phone to a date, because I think it's a college professor, a date. And she's planning on to meeting up with a date. But over the phone, the guy's telling her that he doesn't know where he is, because I think he's not from the area, so he's a bit lost. So he asks her to go outside the bar, ask her what colour the bar is, because he thinks he's close, and ask her where he is. You know what I mean. So she goes outside, tells him what colour the bar is, and then says that I think it's not that he's not as close as he think he is. Then he says that he's close to an alleyway, and then lures her into the alleyway, and then his voice all of a sudden changes into the voice modulator for Scream. You know, the Ghostface used the voice modulator thing, and then it turns out that it was actually Ghostface on the phone to her. So he lures her into an alleyway, and then caps off with killing her, basically. Looks her in the eye as he does it, and then kills her. And then this is where it actually starts getting really, really, really interesting. He kills her, but he takes off his mask there and then. Yep, you heard it. He takes off his mask there and then. So when I first saw this, because I as of recording now, I watched Scream yesterday. So I'm recording this Not yesterday, sorry, earlier on. I'm recording this, like, later on in the day. Like, really later on. But anyway. So, yeah. Oh, that's where, he takes off his mask there and then. And, yeah. We find out who it is. It's, God damn it, I forgot his name already. I feel really bad. I need to rewatch it. Soon, but I apologize, guys. Some of you will know that I have a really, really bad memory, and I really apologize for that. But what's it called? It turns out it's I'm not being racist, but it's a brown man basically. I think he's a college student. I can't remember his name, but he takes off his mask and it's him. Okay, so he goes back to his apartment, flat, however you want to put it, because I think they call them apartments in America and flats over here, or the other way around. I don't know. But anyway, he goes back to his flat, let's say, and he's on the phone to his friend, and it turns out that his friend is also a Ghostface killer. So he's on the phone to him, and then the other Ghostface on the phone comes out of nowhere, but they're actually friends. But they come out of nowhere. He comes out of nowhere. He's guiding him basically because he says, "You want to play a game?" And then he says, "Let's play like colder or warmer." So he's basically like hinting where he is. You know, he's telling him where he is. And then he tells him warmer, and then he opens up a fridge. There's some body parts, and I think almost an entire human in there. And then what do you call it? Sorry. He turns around, gets chefed up. He gets stabbed multiple times, if I remember right. And then that's it. The first killer who killed that woman in the alleyway is dead, but the other one is obviously still alive. So after that, that's kind of pretty much like, say, for example, that's the prologue for the movie. That bit's over and done with. So we're introduced to the same, most of the same characters that we are in Scream 5, aka people like Samantha, Tara, however you want to say it, because, you know, I'd say Tara, but some other people say Tara. But anyway, we're introduced to those two people. We're introduced to Cindy. Is it Mindy? I forgot. She was in Scream 5. What's the other dude? Chad. That's it. Chad. And who was it? Who was it? Gail. Obviously, she's, you know, should have said her first. And who else? Who else? I think that's it. I think those are the only remaining people. Or am I missing someone? No, I can't remember. But anyway, we're introduced to those main people. Those were in the previous Scream 5. So those people are in this Scream as well now. And we're also introduced to a few new people. Well, new people as in they've not been in Scream, but also new people that haven't been in Scream for a while. AKA, we're introduced to a returning Scream person, survivor, but wasn't in Scream 5, but was in Scream 4. Kirby, what the hell's her last name? I forgot her last name, but Kirby thingy. She was in Scream 4. She was a survivor of Scream 4, so she survived the killings, and she's in Scream 6, and she works for the FBI in Scream 6, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. So she returns, as well as the people that I've just listed off, and we're introduced to some new characters that are not in any Scream, aka the cop. There's a cop in Scream 6. I've already forgot his damn name. I forgot, guys. I really should have searched it up. I'd want to search it up now, but I don't want to do that, you know, to look stupid. But I am so sorry, guys, about it. Hopefully you guys can forgive me. But we're introduced to a cop. He's doing some investigation on the murders, the screams, and I'm not gonna literally go through every single scene in the movie. But basically, what happens is Ghostface kills the cop's daughter. I forgot her name as well, for God's sake. But Ghostface kills the cop's daughter. It's a gingerhead girl, basically. So she's dead. The cop explains to the people that he wants to get this fucker because you know, Ghostface killed her. So they all, you know, go off and try to get some, you know, revenge and stuff. And what we're introduced as well, which is probably the best ending to any Scream film, we're introduced to a shrine in Scream 6. This is at the ending. Even though I'm talking about the ending now, I'm going to be talking about obviously a bit more. But this is the ending to Scream 6. There's a shrine basically. It's basically every single little bit of memorabilia from every Scream movie. So say you've got everything from your starter thing. Say for example, you've got the rope and Casey Becker, because remember Casey Becker from the original Scream was hung from a tree. You've even got the rope, which is not a main like weapon, but you've got little bits like that from Casey Becker and the rope that used to hang her all the way up to like say Scream 5's thing, like say the stuff that was used to kill what's it called, thingy from Scream 5, the main killers. I forgot his name. Kirish, the thingy Kirish. I forgot his name, but even Loomis, what's it called, Billy Loomis and Stu Mocker, their masks and the outfit that he wore. You've got even those, and you've got every other Scream, every other Ghostface mask and weapon and stuff like that. So you've got every little bit of memorabilia that you can think of. Even Billy Loomis's shirt that he was wearing, which is pretty cool. You literally every single bit of memorabilia you can think of is in that shrine. So it's basically like an FBI kind of like. It's like it's like a warehouse kind of say, shall we say? It's like a warehouse filled with memorabilia. It's kept off the grid apparently though, because the cops don't want to the cops don't want to dispose of it, shall I say? Sorry, dispose of it, because it turns out that the guy at the end of Scream 5, the boyfriend of Samantha, I forgot his damn name. Turns out, because he was the killer of Scream 5 alongside of another girl in Scream 5, it turns out that it was his memorabilia from Scream 5, that the guy, the Samantha's boyfriend, every single little bit of memorabilia from that shrine belonged to him, because it turns out that he was a massive fan of all the Ghostface, especially the original, Billy Loomis. He was a massive fan of the killings and all the killers. So we've got the shrine. It's a really nice bit to the movie. It's an amazing way to end off a movie. But that's it. We've got a new character as well that's introduced. He's called Ethan something. I forgot his last name. He's basically got curly hair. He's not in Scream 5 or any other Scream, but he's introduced in this new Scream 6. He's another student, apparently, a college student that goes to, I think, the same college as Tara and whatever, and Cindy. Or is it Mindy? You know what I mean. But he's another new character, alongside, obviously, the ginger-haired girl, the cop's daughter that I mentioned, who got killed. She was a new character. So that's, there you go, a couple of new ones there. But yeah, and another one, my bad, and another new character, what's it called? Cindy has a girlfriend. I forgot her name. But she gets killed as well, basically. She gets killed alongside the cop's daughter. So she dies as well. I thought that she would have lived it. And another one as well, thinking about it now. God damn it. What's it? The boyfriend, that's it. Basically, Samantha lives across from a guy who she's sleeping with, and he's a new character as well. So, he's another character. I feel like they might do another Screams. Thinking about it now, maybe a Scream 7, and he might like have more to do with it, if you know what I mean. Because he might like be more of a main character, if you know what I mean. But anyway. So I think I've named off most of the characters in Scream 6, if not all of them. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I am sorry about that, guys. It really proves how bad my memory is, and I really don't mean for my memory to be really bad. I'm sorry about that, guys, but, what can you do? But I still hope you guys enjoy this review. But anyway, back to the review. So we've got the shrine and everything. That's how the movie caps off, but obviously I haven't got around to who the Ghostfaces are. Alright, so basically, they're at the shrine, and this is where, because they have a plan, basically. The people Basically, yeah, because Gale is the one who showed him the shrine, if I remember right. Yeah, Gale showed him the shrine. So they had a plan. I think Gale brought up the plan. It was either Gale or Kirby. They had a plan to basically lure Ghostface to the shrine, basically, and trap him inside of it. So, because, what's it called? Terra has a plan, she basically says we should execute him, which is a good idea. So he was meant, the Ghostface is meant to get not publicly, but executed, shall I say, sorry. So they had a plan. But it kind of goes south. Well, it does go south, not kind of, it does go south, if you think about it. They think that Kirby is the killer because everything starts to go sideways and everything messes up. They think that Kirby's the killer because all of a sudden she goes missing, and the cop, the cop of the ginger-haired girl who dies, he says to them, aka the main survivors like Tara, Samantha, Chad, he says to them that apparently Kirby was kicked off the force, from the FBI a couple of months ago, was it? A couple of weeks ago, I think he mentions, because she was unstable. So, but we find out that was not true. But they didn't believe that at the time. But yeah. And what's interesting, just before I've about to say what I'm going to say, just before that, another thing about this Scream is by far, yes, by far as well, the most gruesome. Scream 5 was quite gruesome. Scream 5 is the most gruesome, apart from 6, but even 6 tops 5 by quite a bit. So Scream 6 is quite gruesome. So I'm happy about that. Because most Screams up until this date, they are gruesome. Of course they are. They do have some good kills here and there, but they're not fully they don't have anything major. Like they're not fully gruesome. And some of the kills in this, guys, let me just name some of the kills. I won't be naming every single one because it's stupid. Whoever does that, I just think is really wants to talk about the movie for views. Callum, yeah, I'm talking about you. If you're watching this. But I'm just going to be talking about a few of the kills, a few of my favourite ones. So I'm going to start off by my most favourite one. I'm not going to say who it is just yet. I'm going to say almost at the end of the video. But let's just say Sam kills one of the mastermind, let's say, without saying his name, because actually I forgot his name. He kills the mastermind in a brutal way. He puts on his father's costume, aka the original Ghostface costume, gets his knife as well, the Billy Loomis's knife, and starts to be like Ghostface, talks to him over the phone, rings him basically in the voice modulated thing, and starts to, really be like Ghostface. And then out of nowhere, she comes out of nowhere and basically hacks up the mastermind. And this is by far, I'd say, the most brutal kill in... maybe thinking about it now, maybe not the most brutal. I don't know, actually. It's tough. This is definitely, it's not even a thought. It's definitely in the top 3 most brutal kills out of every Scream. Because the amount of times that she stabbed him was amazing. In the words of Connor from Detroit, 28 stab wounds. But yeah, basically, she stabs him so many times, and actually he survives it near the end. And for a final plunger, she stabs him, right through the eye, and that's it. The film ends right after that, because just before that, there was 2 Ghostface. This is where it's going to come into play now. Basically, of this film, there are oh, you can see me. I don't know why that happened. But anyway, in total, technically, there are 3 killers of this film. 3 killers. The mastermind is basically the guy who Samantha kills right at the end. That's the mastermind. But he wasn't in in a Ghostface costume or mask. So I guess if you really think about it, he wasn't a Ghostface. But I'm gonna count him as one only because at the end of the day, he wanted to kill Sam, and if the other two people want to put on the costume, he would have. So I'm gonna count him as a killer. I don't care if he's a mastermind. I'm counting him as a killer. Maybe not. He might not be a Ghostface, but he is a killer. But what's it called? But in total, there are 3 Ghostface. Or if you don't want to count him, then there's 2. But I'm counting him. But the actual 2 Ghostface who do put on the mask and the costume, etc., are really, really shocking, guys. I'm going to say this now because I feel like I've, said quite a bit. One of the killers is the ginger-haired girl, the cop's daughter, who we saw get killed. She's one of the killers. Yep. And the other killer is one of the new characters who got introduced earlier on in the film, who was hanging out with the main friends, the curly-haired guy, Ethan, apparently his name is, who was the college student. He's one of the killers as well. And the mastermind is the actual main guy who's plotting it all, is the cop, aka the cop of the ginger-haired girl. So he's the mastermind. So it's all those 3 working to kill Sam and anyone who had anything to do with the killings from the previous Scream, who killed Samantha's boyfriend. Because we find out, finally, that these 3 people are actually related to Samantha's boyfriend from Scream 5. Yep, you heard it right. The guy, the mastermind, is actually his father. And the actual 2 Scream ghost faces from Scream 6 are his brother and sister, shall I say, sorry. And obviously, he was the oldest brother, oldest son, shall I say, sorry. But yeah, they're actually his family. So they want to take out revenge on Sam for what she did to him in Scream 5. But yep, you heard it here. They are the killers, and he's the mastermind of it. But he tried to make Sam think that Kirby was was the killer, because he's the one who said that Kirby apparently got kicked off the force a couple of months ago, even though she didn't, and that she had delusions or something, and she was a bit unstable, but she wasn't, because she's a survivor, whatever. And yeah, he was trying to convince her, but he wasn't. She wasn't, kicked off, and she wasn't crazy, and she wasn't a killer as well. And we also, which is a brutal kill, and actually I thought it was a kill in Scream 6, is Chad, aka Tara's kind of new boyfriend, if you think about it, because Tara and Chad are a thing now. They basically have a kissing scene in Scream 6, and they're kind of a thing now. So basically, the two, the son and the daughter, basically managed to get their hands on Chad. They both hold him back and stab him so many times. I'm talking, they must have stabbed him at least 10 times. And he actually survived, is what's crazy. Right at the end of the film, it shows him being carried away in an ambulance, but not in like a body bag or anything. He's barely conscious, but he's actually alive. So I do not know how he survived that. And we also get to see Gail in this Scream. She's in a few scenes, and she has a new boyfriend, which is bullshit. Yes, I'm calling you out, Gail. Yeah, Gail has a new boyfriend and everything, and Ghostface finds her, and actually does quite a lot of damage to her, and Ghostface gets a big shard of glass and stabs her right in the gut, and all of a sudden her eyes shut, she stops speaking and everything, and I honestly, God thought that she died. But right at the end, they say that Gail and is it Cindy? Not Gail and Gail and Cindy, I think, or Gail and Chad will pull through, aka hinting that Gail actually survived. I can't believe that. That's another thing that I was really shocked with, because she got stabbed, I think, was it 2 or 3 times, and then she got the big piece of shard of glass right through her. So that's a lot, especially for an older woman, because, as you get older, unfortunately, you get weaker. So I am really, to honest God, shocked with how she's still alive. I'm impressed, but you know what I mean. So yeah, the two Ghostface from this new movie are actually the son and the daughter of the mastermind. It's basically, yeah, the mastermind is the father of Samantha's boyfriend from Scream 5, who Samantha kills, and the son and daughter are the Ghostface, and he's the mastermind. So yeah, they reveal themselves, and Sam and Tara are like climbing across like a balcony, because this shrine, it looks like it's in like a movie theater kind of thing. They're climbing across this thing, and Sam looks like Tara, sorry, it looks like she's about to fall. So Sam has to let her go, but I actually thought at that point as well Tara was going to die, but she doesn't. Sam gives her the knife, and then Tara drops down right on a knife though, aka the son, who's the ghost face, drops down right on the son who has the knife. So the son stabs Tara, but Tara, being a strong girl that she is, she survived it, she was fine. And Tara literally put a knife right through his mouth, literally in his mouth, and it came out almost came out the other end. So that was another brutal little bit of the movie. So that's like one down, and then Samantha's aiming a gun at the other killer, aka the ginger-haired girl. But just before this, which was really shocking, and I'm surprised that she survived it, Sam puts a bullet in the ginger girl's cheek, one of the sides of her cheek, but she just shrugs it off like it's almost nothing. Well, kind of shrugs it off, but she's still alive. So Sam's got the gun aimed at her right after she drops Tara, so she shoots her in the head, which is good. So that's another one down. So then she goes to aim the gun at the final one, the mastermind. She tries to pull the trigger, but she realizes she's actually out of ammo, so she can't shoot him anymore. So they go charging at each other. That's where they practically both spear each other off the little like balcony thing. So they go flying through like a glass, one of the, I think, things that they keep the memorabilia in, basically. And that's it. I think, yeah, basically, she got up much quicker than him, basically. I think he might have either got knocked out just momentarily, or she was just up very quickly, because after that, it shows him getting up, and after that, he looks around and sees that Sam is actually not there. So she's gone off somewhere. And this is the part where I said earlier comes in. This is the part where Sam arms herself with a weapon. I think, yeah, she arms herself a little bit before this, if I remember right. But Sam arms herself with a weapon, and she puts on her father's original Ghostface mask from the 1996 Scream, the original Scream. She arms herself with his knife and his costume and his mask, everything from, the original one. So she's acting like Ghostface now. She ends up ringing him, and then on that, she's got the voice modulator thing. I don't know where she's got that from. I'm gonna guess that it's maybe built into one of the outfits. That's my only explanation. But she explains there though that she literally says, which is really cool. She explains what the Ghostface say from the or most of the Scream. She goes, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Which is pretty funny. And then that's where he turns around, and then it shows a shot of her behind him, which is pretty cool. I actually really liked that shot. And then she comes out of nowhere, and that's where the bit that I mentioned from, she stabs him about, must have been at least 30 times. She stabbed him so many times, and then takes off the mask, which is pretty cool, and then finally stabs him through the eye. And then that's, if I remember right, that's where the final little jump scare comes. Or I think it might have been a bit before this, I think. But anyway, it turns out that guy who Tara put the knife through the mouth, the son basically, he's still alive. So he comes back, as they do though normally. He comes back for one last jump scare, tries to kill them, and at the last second, Kirby comes in because Before that, the cop shoots Kirby, telling Sam and Tara to get down. This is before, you know, he unveils that he's the mastermind. Not Tara. The guy shoots Kirby because he's trying to make them think that Kirby's the killer. Remember, shoots Kirby, so she's gone down. She's really injured, but she's not dead. So Kirby comes out of nowhere, basically, right after Sam kills the mastermind, and Kirby does the kill from the original. Basically, Kirby kills the son how Stu Macher got killed in the original. Basically, the TV, the exact same TV that was used to kill Stu Macher was used to kill this Ghostface. So that's been used to kill two Ghostface, which is pretty cool. So he's got killed now as well. So that's all the Ghostface dead, and that's it. And that is almost the end of the movie. And then the movie ends with obviously all of them coming out of the shrine, the warehouse, and then that's where we see that Mindy from the train, because Mindy gets stabbed on the train. There's a train scene where basically everyone is in a mask because it's Halloween, so you never know who's the real Ghostface. And Mindy tries to get on the same train as Chad and the others, but there was too many people, so she couldn't get through the crowd. So she has to get on the train right after they're on. So it turns out that one of the killers, Ghostface, I don't know who. Well, actually, I think I do know who. It's the son. Turns out that he's was on the train as well with Mindy. So when because the lights kept going on and off. So when the lights were off, which was, I don't know how he managed to do it that quick, he changes into a Ghostface costume and goes right up to Mindy and stabs her. I don't know how anyone else did not see it. That's fucking stupid. But yeah, that's done. I think actually no, I don't actually know if it was the son who stabbed her, because I think it was the son who said, "Oh my god, I need help." I think, or was that someone else? I can't remember. But I think it might have been the girl. Yeah, I think it was the girl who stabbed Mindy. Thinking about it now, because I think it was the son who says, "Oh my god, I need help." But yeah, she gets stabbed basically, and then but she survives, and then right at the end of the film, it shows her coming out of an ambulance, I think, or just coming out of nowhere. So she's fine, and it also shows Chad being carried away in an ambulance, but he's still conscious. He's fine as well. So yeah, so he's alive as well. Kirby's a little bit injured as well, but she's fine. And then it shows, which is a little bit interesting, it finally shows Sam with a mask. With the same mask as his father, so it's her father's mask. But I don't know. It's like she had a thought there and then to turn into Ghostface or something. She had a really kind of intentional face on her, if you'd like to say. But she puts the mask down there and then, so it's on the ground. So she's like, nah, I can't be asked. I'm not having this. So she puts it down, and that's it. The movie ends with them two walking off, Tara and Sam, and that's it. The movie ends, and we actually get a little bit of a post-credit scene, but it's not a post-credit scene really. If you think about it, it's literally about a 3-second scene of or a 4-second scene of Mindy saying, "Not every film needs to have a post-credit scene," which is funny, saying that. And that's it. But obviously there are way more scenes in this film, but I've just named off some of my favourite ones and just the important ones, or most of the important ones. But yeah, Gail has a fight scene with one of the Ghostface. That's what leads to her getting chefed up, or basically getting stabbed with a big shard of glass, but she manages to survive. But yeah. Alright. But yeah, where would I review this though? Scream, out of every one of them, I would give this one my second favourite Scream of all time. Definitely. It's better than every single Scream apart from the original. The original will always remain best. I'm not saying the original films in franchises is not always the best, because the original Halloween thinking about it now, I did put the original Halloween up top, but I know I keep changing it, but I will probably just keep it the same now for probably forever. Thinking about it now, because it's more gruesome, and we get to see Michael probably at one of the most brutal times. But the 2018, so basically the one right after the original, that Halloween is basically my favourite, and that's not even the original. The original's my second favourite. But yeah, the original Scream, though, so far has remained my favourite Scream. But yeah, so that caps off Scream 6. So yeah, I'd review Scream 6 as my second favourite Scream, and overall, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it a solid 9. Yeah, solid 9, and that's at the best rating I could give it. It's a really good movie, Scream 6. I really liked it. I love the scenery because it's set in literally one of the biggest cities in the world, so that is amazing. So, but the character, we get introduced to some new characters, some old characters from Scream 5, and the killers, which were quite a twist, because I had actually no idea that it would be Samantha's boyfriend from Scream 5. I had no idea it would be her family. And on top of that, like I said, I am counting it as another killer. If you theoretically think about it, there's 3 killers of Scream 6. Obviously, because he is the mastermind. Yes, I know technically he didn't put on the Ghostface costume, I don't think, or the mask, but I'm still counting him as a killer. Maybe there was 2 actually Ghostfaced, but there was another killer, if you want to think. So maybe he might be a little bit of a Ghostface, but I'm still counting it. But it's still crazy, though, to think about, though, that it was actually them all along. But this Scream is by far the most brutal, and I like that, because it goes to show that they can do some more brutal kills, and the makeup effects that they did for the actors and actresses, when they got killed, the makeup effects are just amazing. They did absolutely great with this Scream. I was really impressed. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'll definitely be rewatching it really soon, within the next couple of days. But yeah. So, but I am really sorry that I couldn't remember some of the characters' names, guys. My memory is just honestly that bad. And like I said, I'm going to have to watch a film more than once for the characters' names to get stuck in my mind. I can't just, name them off like that, unfortunately. But, yeah. And I feel like I have been rambling on a bit more than I'd like to, which is annoying, because I don't want to. I want to keep it maybe like 30 minutes or below, but as of recording this now, I've been recording for just over 37 minutes, so it's a bit longer than I'd have liked to. I don't mean to, guys, but nonetheless, I still hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, then you know what to do. But yeah. But Scream 6, overall, a great horror film. I wasn't going to review this, but at the end of the day, I did promise you guys, and overall to this channel, there will be some more horror stuff, whether it be a horror movie review, horror game, or, stuff like that, basically. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then you know what to do. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. And yep, Scream 6, amazing film. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.